Unfortunately, we don't have a cool intro today because I wasn't prepared. However,
What if we just sing?
nah, that's too much. That's too much.
Okay.
What are we gonna sing?
I was thinking we could do like a TikTok thing, but I don't know.
Nah, I'm not that cool.
That's
No,
fair. I
I'm
don't
not
think
that.
any of us are.
It's fair.
Yeah. Hello, everyone, and welcome to the penultimate place to get your news about video games and reviews. Yeah, I screwed that one up. It's been a while. This is episode 62 of the penultimate game show, and today's topic is, it's mainly God of War, Ragnarok, and our thoughts and hopes and dreams. But we're also going to be talking about PSVR 2, just because, eesh, you know. If you're listening to this on your favorite podcast service, feel free to give us a good rating on that platform. It helps with the algorithms and helps us grow our audience. If you're watching on YouTube, consider dropping a like and a sub, and don't forget to hit the bell to get all of our notifications for when we go live with all of our shows, like the Marvel Mondays Initiative, the Cross Media Show, and Anime Nation. For those of you who don't know me, my name is Ben, the director of this channel. Along with me, no, with me. Sorry, I have my co-host Lane.
We're along with you. I think that'll work. That should work.
There you go.
I'm no English teacher, but I feel like that should work.
Thank you. I appreciate that. Always having my back, Lane. This is why you're my favorite. You know.
Oh.
There, I said it. I'm sorry, Eric.
These are facts. I knew this already.
You knew this already. Whoa.
I knew I wasn't your favorite, so it's okay.
I didn't. Joke's on you, because you're all my favorite. How about that one? How about that one?
Okay, Dad.
But
love all my children equally.
No. I don't love all my children equally. There's one guy that I can't stand, and it's Christian Macias. And his takes on
Ryan.
Nah.
See, like if I wasn't here, he would have said this. He would have said it was me.
No, because you have good takes. No, you have good takes. You have good takes. But Christian, like that guy has no takes that are good. You know. Sonic the Hedgehog 2 was a bad movie according to him.
I still have not seen that movie.
I can't it's.
But I can't imagine it being bad. So he could be wrong.
It's not. It's not. He's just insane.
Thought everybody loved Sonic 2.
Yeah. Ryan is off for today. He doesn't know that we're doing a show today, but Ryan, we're doing a show today.
He's off because we didn't tell him.
Well, no, because he said he can't work Wednesdays.
That's fair.
He can't do Wednesdays.
Just the way you said it, you're like, he's off. He doesn't know we're here. He's
off. So I have Eric filling in for Ryan because Eric is a huge God of War fan, you know?
That's me.
Yeah. Forget Destiny. He's just all in that God of War, you know?
All up in it.
Yeah. How are we doing, guys? It's been a while.
Good. Yeah, it's been too long.
Yeah. Eric?
I'm good. I'm addicted to Marvel Snap.
Everybody's addicted to Marvel Snap.
It's so good.
Yeah.
Like,
okay, can somebody fill me in on what exactly it is? Because I keep getting ads about it, but I keep skipping them.
It's to simplify it. It's kind of like I really don't know how to simplify it. It's a card game.
So
it's a card game, and some cards, have points determining how many.
Gotcha game with Marvel.
It's not a gacha game.
Okay.
It's not. Oh shit.
Oh my god.
So...
Oh fuck. He heard me. He heard me.
Sonic.
Oh no. The consequences of my actions.
Oh no. I wasn't expecting
Sonic 2 stinks. Arrogant rocks.
I mean, yeah, but like, you still say, you know. The consequences of my actions, Eric. You're absolutely right.
So
if it isn't the consequences of my own actions.
So the great thing about it, Lane, is that it's not like most free-to-play games. There's no gacha really system with this. There's no like stupid like energy thing where you can only play so many matches in a day. Like you just keep playing. Each match is like maybe 3 minutes at the most. Like they're quick. Like Ruben was talking about, it's not like a Magic the Gathering thing where like a card defeats another card or something like that. It's just each card may have a set bonus or something which increases its numerical value. and you're just trying to hold 2 out of the 3 zones. That's it. It's really addictive.
So, like for instance, Ant-Man is a level 1 energy card, and it has 2 power. But if you put, you have a total of 4. You can put a total of 4 cards per each location, depending on depending on the location's like mechanic, so to speak. So, if you put 3 other cards down with your Ant-Man card, Ant-Man has a bonus of, I think it's like what, 2?
3.
Of 3. So he can go from a 2 to a 5. You just have to make sure that your total power, defeats the other side.
Okay.
And like
Sounds
the
pretty
art,
good.
the art style's really cool. Like each card has like there's variants of the card, like pixel variants, the ultimate version of them, and it's just cool art style and everything. Like the money system, it's free to play. So like the money system is you can buy cosmetic stuff. That's all it is. It's cosmetic.
It's just cosmetic.
Like I spent $3 for like a Captain America pack, so I can automatically get Captain America. And the more you play, the more chance you get. Like it's a little bit of a grind, but it's free to play. Like it's all you. You get a bunch of different cards. Like I got Gamora, Groot, Carnage, stuff like that. I did get a little bit late. I found out that this whole first season was like symbiote themed. So I'm not going to spend $10 when the season's about to end in like 4 days.
Yeah. So the season pass, if you don't go buy the premiere pass, it's every other level you get like 50 credits or something like that.
And like when you start, like the tutorial is pretty intuitive. You'll pick it up pretty. It's the same guy. I think a guy who was working on Hearthstone was like the lead designer for this game.
Yep.
But it's super fun. It's
in hands, I'd imagine.
Do what?
It's in pretty decent hands, I'd imagine, if it's a guy that's working on Hearthstone.
Yeah. So, but like that's the cool thing. Like, there's no really a gotcha system. It's just you get stuff through gameplay. That's what's so great about it. Like they really got to hit it. Probably, if I'm being for real right now, it's number 2 right now on my game of the year list so far. Like it's really good, and I don't like mobile games. And Tessa sometimes have been like, "Man, you've really like I don't think I've ever seen you attached to a mobile game like this." And like that's because like they did it right. Like this is how you do mobile games properly.
Yeah, I need to check this out then. Yeah, because I keep seeing like ads like all over the place.
I highly recommend it.
Eric, so yeah,
highly recommend it. Let's get into some housekeeping. This week, tomorrow, I'm hoping Ryan is free tomorrow because he usually is on Thursdays. I'm gonna hit him up tomorrow, see if he can join me, Matt Grover and sorry, I had to burp. Matt Grover and Travail Campbell to talk about House of the Dragon Season 1, which should be exciting. That's going to happen, I want to say 7:30, 8 o'clock Eastern. So get ready for that. And I'm thinking of playing some Signalis. Like, I tried to check it out today, and it wasn't really vibing with me, but I'm going to give it another shot. Hopefully this weekend. So I'll be streaming that later this weekend. Along with some Call of Duty Modern Warfare too, you know? Just fucking shooting the shit, Eric. Shooting the shit.
Excited for Warzone?
It's crazy. It's crazy that it had the biggest weekend in Call of Duty history. It's wild to think that.
Now, yes.
It's not like every COD keeps doing it.
Lane, except for Vanguard. No. All right, Vanguard. Yes, I am excited for Warzone 2, and I will say that I have had much more fun with the previous Modern Warfare 1 remake, I guess.
Yeah.
I thought that one was better than this.
Okay, because I loved, the Modern
Yeah.
Warfare 2019.
This one is still good. I would give Modern Warfare just like a 10 out of 10. This is probably like an 8.5.
Okay, that's still good.
Yes, yes.
And the crazy thing is, this is going to be the Call of Duty for the next 2 years because they're not doing a game next year.
Oh.
Yeah. So
Okay.
stick with it.
I'll have to check this out.
Yes.
Because I don't know if I want to just stick with like Warzone, because I know most people I know just play Warzone.
I mean, when Warzone drops,
That's like all anyone's gonna be doing.
yeah,
Basically.
yeah. I'm hoping to get Christian back. You know, just clicking heads.
If you just tell him Sonic 2 sucks, he'll drop in. Or yeah, that's good.
I mean, you're not wrong. You're not wrong. Consequences of my actions, Eric. You know. So we'll see what happens. Yeah, and that's pretty much for housekeeping this week. I would get into what we've been playing recently, but I feel like we kind of already covered this, except for Lane. Lane, have you been playing anything?
Yeah, I've been replaying one of the greatest games of all time, which just came to Game Pass
Triangle
the end of last
Strategy?
month. No, Persona 5 Royal. They put it on. They put it on Game Pass.
Okay.
Does it feel weird playing with Xbox interface for a Persona game?
A little bit, but like I got used to it fairly quickly.
Yeah.
So it's fine.
Okay.
It's the same game, but now it's in 60.
Yeah,
60
it's the same game.
Okay,
Like
all that. So
it's just one of those things where it's like it's weird.
it was weird the first time it pops up in the like tutorial battle. I was like, this looks wrong, but like now I just don't even think about it.
Is it not?
It's like when they put
frames?
out War.
Yeah, it is.
What,
60 4K.
on PS5?
All that. Probably PS5. I'm playing it on Xbox.
Okay, all right. I
It's
have
on
a
Game
copy of
Pass.
it. I have a
No,
copy
is
of
it like? Is it that much different from like the PS4 version of
Oh,
Royal?
like in terms of like graphics and stuff.
Yeah, I would imagine it's not that crazy different.
It's not really not that crazy. Like it obviously looks a little better, but like I wouldn't say like, oh my god, if you're not playing it in like the 4K 60, you're like totally missing out.
Yeah, that's what
I'm
I'm
just
trying
playing
to
it because it's like free on Game Pass,
Right.
and I'm like, oh, I might as well.
I don't know if I'm going to buy it again for PS5.
No, I probably wouldn't on it. As much as I love that game, and
Wait.
I very much do love that game. Like I'm not gonna go out and buy it for $60 again.
Is there going to be a PS5 release?
Yeah, there's a PS5 physical copy already.
But
That's new?
Yeah.
Motherfucker. I had the PS4 version of Royal.
Yeah.
Well,
so do
I had the PS4 version, but I had like that nice steel book that came with it when it first came out. So it's like there's no point in me buying another one.
Yep.
Okay.
Like if I'm going to buy a new copy of it, it's going to be for Switch.
Honestly, yeah, if you're gonna buy a new one, honestly, Switch would be pretty good because everything I've heard
Yeah.
runs really well on Switch.
Really? That's
Mhm.
surprising. That's very surprising.
All the DLC is included, so you can break the game pretty easily. Because the DLC Persona, you can summon them when you like start the game, basically.
Yeah,
You go to
like,
the Velvet Room,
it's
you can buy
wild.
them for free, and they're all like busted. So
It's
just
so
break the game pretty early.
crazy.
You
It's
can.
so crazy having PS Persona 3 monsters in this game.
Oh, it's wild.
But Ruben,
yes.
I'm glad you asked. I'm also going through the Borderlands series right now because I kind of need like some gaming comfort food.
I'm so sorry.
I played the
Same.
pre-sequel.
I'm playing Persona again. How's Borderlands going?
I played the pre-sequel. I never beat the DLC for it, so that's why I went through it. And I'm playing Borderlands 2 right now just to have some, like I said, just some nice comfort food for gaming. Because like I don't really have much time to do all new stuff. So I've just been trying to play what I can. But obviously, once November 9th hits, we're done.
Sonic Frontiers.
Yeah, Sonic Frontiers.
Forget that's going out the same day.
My most anticipated game of the year is
before.
Sonic Frontiers.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
That was smart on their part.
Yeah. Oh,
So
yeah.
good.
Oh yeah.
Idea.
Before we get into some PSVR news, we finally got a date for The Last of Us TV show on HBO Max, January 15th. Get fucking
Well, we definitely need to do like a review for that.
We're doing a review. a weekly review for that.
I'll if you need somebody for that, I'll do that.
Oh, we'll see. If you're not
You're
busy,
gonna fight people off to get on that.
But yeah, I don't want to take like if someone really wants to do it. Like,
if you show up
that's
dressed
fine.
as Joel, then maybe we'll see.
You mean I have to bust out the 2014 cosplay I did of Joel?
Yes, yes, you absolutely do.
I'll dress like Ellie.
Oh boy. Yes, that's gonna be on HBO Max. So get ready, get excited.
I'm so excited to see how this is going to be. Like
I'm
to
hoping
go
it's
to
good.
the.
I'm hoping it's good.
Yeah, it's going to be 9 episodes. They said.
Yeah.
So.
HBO hasn't let me
or
down
for
yet.
the first season, I guess, or whatever.
Yeah, I imagine like each like specific scene, like big specific moment is going to be like I imagine like Bill's Town is going to be its own episode and
Yeah.
stuff like that.
Do you think they can cover the whole thing in the 9 episodes?
The first game?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
You wouldn't really have much.
I forget that I forget that the game's not that long. So.
Yeah. No.
Okay.
Yeah, definitely. The 9 1-hour episodes, absolutely.
Yeah, like in the first episode, you probably do Sarah stuff, and then you do like the beginning of Boston up until getting Ellie. Like I imagine, like the end of the first episode is probably gonna be him getting Ellie.
I'm just waiting for the giraffe scene, and it better not fucking be CGI, man.
The giraffes will be CGI.
I'm so ready for the again constant thing now with people who've never played the game. Like, is Joel a bad guy? I'm like, oh yeah, this discourse.
Oh, the discourse, the ending discourse again.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
To answer your question, no, he's not. Okay, he's not. But anyway, I'm reading this from Adam Bankers from IGN. PSVR 2 will officially be released on February 22nd, 2023, for a total of $549.99.
God.
Jesus Christ!
Oh my God!
To just to be clear, like the PS5 in the US is $500.
Mm-hmm.
That's insanity. Why would you do
Like,
that?
This is almost as much as the PS3 was when it launched.
Almost. And that was like a console. So just imagine this.
Yeah.
Wow.
this is such a boneheaded move. Now, I understand. Like, obviously, they think about this for a long time. Of like, hey, what are we gonna? How much? What's the price point? Like, let's look at our product here. How much do we think it's worth?
$400.
It's wild that they're going to release something that's more expensive than the PS5, but it doesn't play. It just plays PSVR.
Yeah,
like
should have been 500.
unless
$400.
Like it just plays PSVR games, and not even like the first generation, not even PSVR 1 games. It's just going to play PSVR 2 games.
Play those?
No, it's not backwards compatible.
Why?
They said.
Because it's
Like,
a completely different.
Did they? Okay.
Yeah, to make it easier to port games from other VR systems.
So this is like a PS3 situation all over again, where they built the first one all wrong, and then they can't like.
I definitely
that makes sense.
Yeah.
I definitely think Half-Life Alyx. They're going to put Half-Life Alyx on it.
They have to.
Yeah.
Yeah, like there's no other reason. Like your big launch title, like the big launch title for it will probably be the Horizon game. That's it.
Yeah.
Like, and I love Horizon. I'm not spending all that money just to play a Horizon game. No. I barely touched my PSVR 1.
I barely touched Horizon Forbidden West.
Same. Nothing on the first like PSVR like really blew my mind enough to where it was like, man, I really need to get one of those.
No.
Pretty much same thing, kind of.
As a person who loves his PSVR 1, but hasn't touched it in like months, maybe a year or two, you know, I loved that first experience playing Tetris Effect, playing Resident Evil 7. Shitting my pants, literally shitting my pants playing Resident Evil 7 for the first time. In
But I do
VR.
remember playing Skyrim on PSVR. That was a cool experience.
Yeah, for me, I tried to buy Skyrim. I got the wrong edition for VR.
Nice.
But that's the thing though. It's a cool experience.
Yeah.
Like it's not.
Yeah, like I'll go to people that have one and like kind of play it, and then I'll get like play it for a night. I'm like, oh, that was cool, and then I'll go home but I don't go home and think like, oh man, I need one of those.
Mhm.
The only way I could see this making sense, and this is probably never going to happen, but if the rest of their slate for PlayStation 5 is like, yeah, we also have a VR mode.
Yeah.
And even
That would make sense. Like that, I
is
feel like that
pushing
could
it.
sell it, but like
Yeah.
I don't think they're going to.
Could you imagine Spider-Man 2? Oh my god.
Oh, that's gonna be nausea-inducing.
Yeah, but also like cool as fuck, you know.
So like, do we think this is gonna sell decently well at all, given the price point, given how like high that price point is?
The hardcore people will buy it. Like the people who have the disposable income to buy it will buy it. Like the hardcore PlayStation fans. Some of them will buy it, not all of them. I can't see.
I was really debating this morning when I saw the price. I was like, "Can I afford it?"
Ruben, there's no
Can I afford
point.
it?
There's no
No,
need to
no.
have one.
I eventually just got to my thought process and like, it's not worth it. Wait till
It's not worth
goes on
it.
sale. Wait till it goes on sale.
It's insane.
Yeah,
now
another
it may
question:
be
do we
cool.
think they might lower the price if it doesn't sell well enough? Do you think they could lower the price?
I doubt it.
I think they definitely will. Like, because they're gonna be selling these, and they probably won't get profit on this for a little bit. So, but yeah, especially since I don't know, they need the money because you still have PS5 stock issues.
Yeah, it's true.
Here's just some more stuff, but I don't see this doing as well as the first PSVR, which they only said it sold like what 5 million units.
Yeah. So,
So
for me, it's more of like they should have sold the controllers separately, and they should have said like, hey, you can use your DualSense, but
mhm.
obviously you can't use it like with the whole finger tracking thing. But like you can use your DualSense, it'll still work. We're gonna sell these controllers separately just because to keep the price down. Keep it $400.
And then just seeing some of the trailers for the games today, I'm like, these still don't look like super high quality. That
They
apparently,
couldn't run on the normal VR headset.
yeah, it's so tough because I kudos to them for still trying because there's a bunch of VR specific developers out there that this is for them. Like this is awesome for them, but
Yeah.
this is not. This is a niche product.
I feel like like what you're saying. I feel like it's still kind of like, even though it's been out for a long time, I guess in the grand scheme of things, I feel like VR is still kind of in like a niche, like infant phase where it's like hasn't gotten over that hump where it's like, oh, you gotta get this. It's like this is like revolutionizing gaming, basically.
To be fair, it could have been way worse. They could have gone the meta index route and just said
That's true. Like what they're doing, I feel like they're doing pretty
$15.99.
well. I just don't think it's still like one of those like need to have like. I don't think anything on VR is like, man, you gotta play this game. Like they don't have like I don't know, like a Last of Us God of War type deal.
Yeah,
Yet.
that's what I'm thinking. If they were like, yeah, we're gonna have all of our first party studios work on a VR, not VR game, but like VR version of the latest game. You know, if possible. I guess Ratchet and Clank is not really possible, but could you imagine if they were like, yeah, Wolverine's coming out winter 2022, 2023, and guess what? There's a VR version. Get hyped.
Yeah, see, that would be
But then you would have to like outsource that because like you're gonna let Insomniac would have to like get help for that because they're not a VR studio.
They don't need to outsource it. Don't they have a V? Oh no, that's a computer studio. Fuck, I was thinking
So like
of...
it's like I could see a thing of like if this thing could play like digitally PS5 games, like you could play it and like use it as like a screen or something.
I mean,
I could see the price point being that high,
it
but
does.
just it does.
Yeah, that's what the PSVR 1 did.
Like no, like you don't need a PS5.
Oh, I see what you're saying.
Like you don't need a PS5
Solo.
that you can download. You can download and play the games
Gotcha.
on the PSVR, and like I could see that being like for that high price point, but no, I can't. Like it's not justifiable. Like
Yeah,
there's no point.
no point whatsoever. They did announce some games, but I'm trying to figure out. Oh, here it is. Give me 1 second.
I think they announced. Oh, sorry, I cut you off.
11 new PSVR 2 games announced, and they were the Dark Pictures Switchback VR from Supermassive Games, which I'm good. Supermassive for me.
It's like I think it's supposed to be like a sequel, kind of to like that Rush of Blood Until Dawn PSVR game they had.
Yeah, this is the most nightmarish VR roller coaster action shooter, enhanced by the just set in a sinister world of the Dark Pictures mythology.
Yeah.
So, first look of Crossfire Sierra Squad, which, if I remember correctly, this place did Smilegate did a game. What the hell is it called?
They did Crossfire. I think it was called Crossfire.
Firewatch. No, that's a different game. Hold on. Firewall. There you go.
Firewall. Yeah, they did that. That was a PSVR game.
That was like the next level fucking Call of Duty for me. That was really fucking cool.
That was the only game that I remember seeing. I was like, man, that might maybe get a PSVR.
Yes.
Like if it was good enough. But
The Light Brigade by Funktronic Labs. Cities VR Enhanced Edition from Fast Travel Games. Cosmonius High from Alchemy Labs, which we've seen before. Hello Neighbor Search and Rescue. Fucking terrifying in VR. Have you guys played Hello Neighbor?
I played a little bit. It was okay.
Tension, just tension, anxiety build up. Just imagine that in fucking VR. Oh god, no. And Jurassic World Aftermath Collection, which I'm not really sure what this would be.
is Chris Pratt gonna be in there voicing a dinosaur?
Hey, it's me, Chris Pratt.
Ish.
Pistol Whip VR, which I've played on Quest. It was okay. Zenith, The Last City by Ramen VR. Nothing really. After the Fall.
Yeah, some of these may be cool, but they're attached to like a not severe gatekeep. That's not the right word to use here, but like the entry point for them is so high. Like that may be the coolest thing ever, and no one's probably going to play them. Like it's it's a
little sad, but hey, it is what it is. That's all the news we're going to talk about.
Jim Ryan.
What?
I said thanks, Jim Ryan.
Oh, we can all have bangers, you know. That's all the news we're going to talk about. Let's get into some God of War stuff because
we're not going to talk about Nibel leaving Twitter.
I mean, yes, R.I.P.
R.I.P. Nibel.
Yeah.
Like they were so cool. I wish them the best.
Yeah. I'm sad to see them go because I had notifications set for their account. Them and Wario 64.
Them and Wario, yep.
Yep. Just because they were the fastest with the news, you know? It was helpful. as hell when we were doing state of play stuff or like live
Mhm.
stream stuff. But yeah, it sucks. But what are you gonna do? You know, I hope
Yeah.
they. I wish them the best as well, and hope they figure out what they're going to do financially because I know that
Mhm.
was the Patreon didn't go
Yeah.
so well. So I'm hoping they land back on their feet.
Mhm.
With that being said, Eric, on a scale of 1 to 10, how excited are you for the what might be the greatest game of the year, Sonic
That
Frontiers?
pro-
No, God of War Ragnarok, guys. Come on. On a scale of 1 to 10, how excited are we?
Lane, you can go first.
One
Probably
doesn't
like
see. Very excited.
I feel like I'm gonna like I don't want to ruffle feathers or anything. I don't want to say like I'm not excited. Like I am excited, but I'm not like over the moon excited. Like I'd say like an 8.
That's pretty high.
Like reasonably, I say like reasonably excited. Like, oh, am I gonna play the game? Like probably enjoy it a lot. Yeah, but I'm not like I know like Eric and like there's other people I know that are like fucking like over the moon. Like I'm fucking jazzed for this game.
I'm fucking jazzed for this game.
Yeah.
Okay, eight out of 10 is still pretty high, though.
Yeah.
I'm glad to hear that. Eric?
So, like when
I thought he was going to start crying.
you reach like certain moments of your life, and like, so it's interesting because when I remember E3 2016, still the best showcase ever in anything for PlayStation. Like just any E3 presentation, E3 2016.
Yeah.
Like you open it up with that music, and we're all like, what is this? This sounds interesting. I don't know what this is. And then they cut to, Atreus hunting, and I'm like, what is this? And then like when Kratos came out, like I didn't know. I was like, oh my god, it's Kratos. Oh shit. And like the hype level for like, I'm already getting goosebumps now. And like as someone who's like a huge fan of the God of War series, it was so great. Like that game 2018 is so special. Like I don't know, there's only one other game I can think of. Well, two other games that are so special. Oh man. So I keep forgetting about Kingdom Hearts 2 and Witcher 3.
I was going
Because
to
I'm
say.
talking like I'm saying like in that specific moment, like that very beginning, the two greatest moments I have are like web swinging in Spider-Man for the first time. Like as soon as it just cuts to him swinging, and then like every time I play God of War or think about God of War, I think about those first like 30 seconds when you like take that moment and you chop down the tree and then you go to pick it up and then the bandages come off and he takes that moment of like reflection, and that's still probably maybe the number one moment in video games for me. In like 2018, like I wrote a piece about people changing, and I used it with Kratos. So I'm going off on a tangent here. Sorry. And then playing that game, it was so special as someone who's a huge God of War fan and heard all the negative stuff about like Kratos and everything, and then they actually made him this version. And now since I'm a dad, it's one of those things now where my life is definitely way different than it was back when 2018 the 2018 game came out, because I was so just enthralled with everything. Like I was looking up everything, looking up all the trailers, looking up all the interviews and stuff. And for this one, it's different. One, because my life is different, because like my career, like I don't really have time to catch up on all the latest news and everything. So I still haven't watched like the last two trailers they put out for this.
Good, don't.
So it's one of those things where I'm not as like super ravenous, rabid, foaming at the mouth as I was. It's a different feeling. It's one of those where it's just just let me play the game. Like, I'm not getting like all sucked into the hype and everything. Just I'm ready for my copy, and I'm ready to see the next part of the journey. Like, it's an interesting feeling. I'm much more calm this time, but like I'm so ready. Like, I'm so ready.
Okay. All right.
But to give you a number, 15.
All right. Cool. As somebody who has only played 2018 God of War, just because I grew up with no consoles except for fucking Game Boy, up until maybe Xbox 360 came out. Yeah, like I was. I'm a Nintendo fanboy through and through. So, I think I was like 14 when I finally got my first like actual console. Um, I had the Xbox 360. Basically, I'm going off on a tangent. I didn't get the PS3 until like 8 months before the PS4 came out, or like a year
Mm-hmm.
before the PS4 came out. So I went and bought the PS3, and I played as many PlayStation games as I could find, mostly
Mm-hmm.
Metal Gear Solid, except for the haven't played Metal Gear Solid 4, Sons of the Liberty. No, Guns of the Patriots.
Yeah.
Guns of the Patriots is the
Yeah,
worst game.
I haven't played that one yet, which is kind of like pissing me the fuck off because you can't find it anywhere. But God of War was just never one of those games that I was like, oh, I gotta play it, just because like I never really heard anybody talk about it, and I think this was around the time Ascension came out, and they're like, yeah, it's no good. Don't even bother. So then 2018 came out. I had both consoles, PS4 and Xbox One, and I was like, all right, I'm fucking doing it. I'm gonna be buying every fucking PlayStation first party game just because like they've been killing it with the games lately, and you know I'm gonna transition. I'm no longer an Xbot, you know, Sony pony for life. That's it. My veins run blue. That's it.
Blue.
Blue. So yeah, 2018 was pretty amazing, just like from the one shot aspect. Fucking incredible. There's no way I would have thought that was like something that could have been done, but I'm glad that they did it. Fucking amazing. The story, I was very confused, obviously, because I don't know anything about Kratos, but like it was once I started talking to people about it, it got interesting, and then I replayed it again, and I was like, "Fuck, this game is fucking amazing." Like I said that before, like just the gameplay was fucking amazing. The Leviathan axe, picking up the Leviathan axe, throwing it, it's fucking felt perfect.
Mm-hmm.
But like once I understood the story more, I was like, "Fuck, this is even more better than I fucking thought it could be." So to answer your question, Eric, which is really answering my question, I am a 13 out of 10.
Oh.
Yeah.
Because I think it's one of those interesting things. You said you never played it. Like, when you first heard about it, it was Ascension. Yeah, obviously Ascension. Like, it was still like gameplay wise, like it was still incredible. It was a narratively it was weird because it was like right after he took his oath and he broke his oath from Ares, so it was in like a weird position for the game. Like, it's the story for that game is not great. The gameplay is what saves it.
I still have God of War
But
3. Like,
God of War 3. So like,
PS
if you would
Plus.
if you would have been playing them like when they first came out, like you would understand why people love. Like, God of War 2 for me is still the greatest like action game. If we're talking like pure action game, like hack and slash stuff game ever made. Like, God of War 2 is exceptional. That, and Cory Barlog directed that one.
Ooh, I don't know that.
And so if you ever get a chance, like, obviously the trilogy is really good. The PSP games, when they brought them to PS3, those games are actually surprisingly really good. but it's just I don't think a franchise has ever done just a better reset than God of War.
Yeah.
Like how they changed the game from like they literally changed the game. And I remember people were freaking out when it was first revealed, like the over the shoulder stuff. I remember people were on Twitter, anecdotally, people were upset. Like, how can you change that up? And then now that I played 2018, I'm like, I don't want to go back to the old style ever again.
Yeah.
Because it feels so good. Like, it's much more brutal, I think, than the hack and slash games were. And it grew.
Yeah.
Like, it grew with time.
I would say that. Well, when I finished 2018, I was like, should I go back and play these? And everybody was like, yeah, but like, I couldn't really find it unless it was like on the PlayStation Store, and I didn't really want to. As you can see, I'm not a guy who's into fucking into digital stuff. You know.
Which PlayStation Plus thing do you have right now? Do you have the premium?
I have Essential. No, the second tier, which I think is Essential.
Second tier. Okay, is that include PS3 streaming?
No, I think PS3 streaming is the last one. Premium.
Okay. Like if you get like, I know they're streaming on PS Plus if you have that tier, or because it's hard to find them physically now. But if you ever get a chance, like they're still like top tier action games. So.
Okay. All right. I guess when I am rich enough to bump up to premium, I'll give them a shot. But the question...
I'm sorry.
No, go ahead. Continue.
You shouldn't have brought me on for a God of War episode, Ruben. I'm going to talk all the damn time.
That's fine. That's exactly what I need you to do. I guess Eric, since you're the most enthusiastic about this, what would you want from God of War Ragnarok?
I think where we ended things at, it's really interesting. No, this picks up a few years after, I believe, because obviously Atreus is older. I'm interested to see. I'm ready for the Frigga, the Freya stuff. I don't know why I keep saying Frigga. I'm ready, like, to see that antagonistic behavior from her now.
Yeah.
Like, is it going to be a thing like the Pursuer in Dark Souls 2, where like she just follows you around, and at random moments during the game she fights you? I'm interested to see that. I'm interested to see because now that you notice, like, Loki, spoilers obviously, Loki, Atreus, whatever we want to call him, is probably going to get more used to his powers and everything. So you see that one shot in the trailer. Like, I love that line where it's like, stop thinking like a father and start thinking like a general. And Kratos is like, no, like, I'm ready for that bickering. Because, at the end of the first one, we see that thing that potentially Atreus is going to be the downfall of Kratos.
Yeah.
And so I don't know if I want that yet. Because I know this is the
duology.
The last of the Norse.
Yes, so my big question about this game is like the thing I don't obviously know about, because obviously, yeah, like you said, we know it's the last, like, in the Norse mythology game series.
Yeah.
How do we think they're gonna end the game? Like, do we think Kratos is gonna die, or do we think they're just gonna go somewhere else? Like, do you think we'll go to like a different mythology with Kratos and Atreus?
I think there will be a different mythology. Obviously, everyone wants him to go to Egypt and take on
like
the
possible one.
Because I can't think of a different, like, because he took out all the Greek gods, he took out all the Norse gods. That would be the next logical pantheon of gods for him to go out.
Like that people know about a decent amount about. Yeah.
And so, like, it makes sense thematically that Kratos would die here. That way, when the next series comes out, it's like a fresh start. But it's one of those things like, do you kill literally one of your top 3 most popular characters for PlayStation? Arguably the most popular.
Because hasn't he died in the other games as well?
He went to Hades.
Kind of, sorta.
So Zeus stabbed him in God of War 2, and he died. And he went to Hades, but through his sheer anger and with the help of some titans, he crawled out of the underworld.
Oh, that underworld.
And he crawled out of the underworld and, did Sister of the Fate. I'm going off tangents here. Play God of War 2. It's so good.
Yeah.
The answer is yes.
But
He's died before.
Yeah, so he's died in a sense before, but he's always like kind of come back. Yeah, like, do you do the fresh start? Like, do you end Kratos here? That way, when you have the next God of War game, like it's fresh. You see where you can go from there, but it's just like, do you kill Kratos?
Or
That
do you
was-
think like he dies and then like essentially gives the mantle of the God of War to Atreus?
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. For
Like-
me, I see one of two things happening. One, like that's exactly what I think is gonna happen. He dies and gives, like, Atreus is now becoming the God of War because he's like, oh fuck, somebody killed my father and blah blah blah. He goes on that whole spiel of, I gotta get revenge. I must get revenge, and eventually we get revenge. But actually, I see it. That is like Odin killing him, and it's actually like Odin's taking some stuff from Zeus, and he's like, "Listen, man, I need you to fucking kill this guy for me," you know. But it's either that or like I just see them. Yeah, we caused Ragnarok. We didn't mean to cause Ragnarok, but let's just fucking move somewhere else, you know?
We gotta get out of here.
Yeah. But
I do know we are going to get our shit wrecked by Thor probably in the beginning.
yeah,
100%.
absolutely.
That fight's gonna be so cool.
I just wish Thor looked more presentable. I know that's like accurate, but like, come on.
He looks terrifying.
Yeah, like he
Like
looks.
in that like the art that I've seen him in, dude, he looks so intimidating.
Big boy weather is opponent's Ruben, so obviously he's got to play the part.
Big
Yeah.
boy weather.
Yeah, you're right. It's just
The offensive line weather. Do you think like in this freezing weather we're gonna have ripped 8-pack Thor? No, we need the Thor that's gonna help us survive the winter. Cuddle
This is
up
like
next to.
sort of Thor. This is
but like,
lumberjack. This is like,
yeah,
weird Thor.
okay, all right. I just, you know,
And like I wonder what like thing Odin's gonna be. Like is Odin gonna be the final boss, or is Thor gonna be it? Like I'm picturing Odin, maybe for me, kind of like this. Um, I don't know if y'all played the Darksiders games.
No.
Okay, never mind. This won't. So I kind of think it feels though like Odin being kind of like this Palpatine like figure that just shows up and just like whispers lies to everybody and then just disappears. Like he's very much like a master manipulator. I
Mhm.
think. I think that's me personally. I have no idea. But it's.
I feel like
oh,
he
man.
could be the last boss. Like that would make the most sense.
Odin.
But I mean, you never know, obviously. But
Yeah, what I'm thinking is Thor is like the midpoint boss, and Odin is just like, you want me? You killed all my kids. It's time for you to get some shit done to yourself.
And I think it's so interesting. Like their take on the Aesir, like how's Loki gonna play? How's the Loki mythology gonna play into all this? Like what's gonna happen there? I'm interested to see what happens there. And whew, it's just such a wild time right now.
I wouldn't
And
be
we're getting a new
surprised.
God of War.
I wouldn't be surprised, and this is just like the way I'm thinking of it is like we get the opposite of what we got in Endgame. No, in Infinity
Mhm.
War, where Loki died for Thor, but like I feel like Loki or Atreus is gonna be the one that nails the final blow on Thor in this game.
Mm-hmm.
So like,
And what if Atreus dies in this?
Ooh.
I didn't even think of
kinda
that.
don't see him dying, but I mean, again, I don't know. I don't know what Corey's cooking up in there.
I'm sure that's what everybody said in the first God of
Well,
War
Corey's
game.
not the director for this one.
Oh, that's true. He's not. Never mind.
Yeah, and Eric is directing God of War as it should be.
They should call you in for the next one.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know what they're cooking up in there, obviously. So I don't see them killing him off because he was like just introduced and seems pretty pivotal. But I mean,
Mm.
what if they pull like he dies, and so Kratos gets angry again and like has to go after some more gods because he's like, you killed my family again.
Yeah,
Like,
this
yeah.
seems to be happening to me quite a lot.
The cycle repeats itself.
He just becomes Gore the God Butcher.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, pretty much.
Yeah, I mean, he's pale.
I mean, yeah, you're not wrong. Yeah.
I wonder, like, how much are they going to change from the combat point of view? Like, that's something I'm interested in because it's one of those things like if it ain't broke, because like that combat is really good in 2018. So I imagine they'll add some extra layers to it, but I don't see it being like too crazy different. Because I think I did notice like in like the trailer I did see, you look like you're gonna be fighting some actual human enemies this time. Like the first game didn't have that many human enemies; it was all monsters. And like this one looks like you're gonna maybe fighting some followers of Thor or something like that, and that'll be interesting.
Yeah, let's see. I'm very excited to see what God of War Ragnarok brings. I forgot that I had placed an order for the collector's edition, and then PlayStation sent me the email like, "Hey, just a heads up, this is shipping soon. You might want to check the info to see if it's correct." Then I saw it was like $200. I was like, "Get the fuck out of here! It's not worth."
Yeah, I did. I wasn't a big fan of this one. Like the fact that the big thing is, just
Thor.
Mjolnir.
Yeah.
This is the last one. It's a nice statue of Atreus and Kratos. So I'm not. I'm just getting like the standard like day one edition of it.
Yeah. I'm
You can
also
get the super expensive, was it the Valhalla edition or whatever?
yeah,
it's
no,
called?
that's absolutely
Like
ridiculous.
the one that's like what $200 doesn't even come with the game.
And let's not forget, it gets you a steelbook, but there's no disc. You have to fucking
Yeah, it's just
it's a digital copy.
All right,
So
I kind of get like, oh, you want all the cool stuff, but I'm like, dude, at least just put the game in there. Come on,
yeah, like just
I'm paying that much for all that stuff. Just put the game.
the least you could do is put the game in.
Seriously.
I think that's definitely a Sony thing, not a Sony Santa Monica thing.
No, yeah, definitely not saying it's Sony Santa
Yeah.
Monica, but it's like Sony is
Granted,
pivoting.
I don't buy too many collector's editions of games.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Sony's pivoting to like, yeah, well, you got the steelbook, but like, we're just gonna give you a digital copy of the game. That should be fine, right?
Yeah.
I'm interested to see what Sony Santa Monica does after this because I know they're not a DLC. They don't do DLC stuff.
Nope.
So like once it's
Maybe
gone
they
gold, like what are they
Maybe they go dark for a long time and then
come back?
start-
Like do they make a
start
new
working on-
IP?
Start working on another God of War.
I would like to
Right,
see them
maybe
see what
not.
they can do with their new IP. Like they have a giant team, so maybe like they start doing like a Naughty Dog thing where one is the God of War team and another one makes like a new. Because obviously, there's
It's
some of the
like a
best.
BioWare situation where it's like half of you are doing, one of you does God of War and one of you does something else, kind of like the Dragon Age Mass Effect.
Because Sony, like obviously they've proven like, hey, we can make great games. All right, try something out. Try something new. Like
Until they did with Sucker Punch and look how that worked out.
yeah.
I looked it up. I just put Sony Santa Monica IP. First thing that pops up is we got a couple things. We got Destructoid, we got Reddit, we got thegamer.com. I'm going to go with thegamer.com just because I'm a pro gamer, you know. Sony Santa Monica's new IP is going to be fantasy based, according to a recent job listing. This is from last year, April 21st, 2021.
Do you like space fantasy?
Yeah, but like, isn't God of War also fantasy based? You know?
No, I think it'd be like I assume fantasy is in like medieval, like
yeah,
Skyrim,
yeah,
Witcher,
yeah,
like that type fantasy.
yeah.
Yeah. let's see if they try out something new. Like let's after this one, depends on how the game ends. Let God of War just rest for a little bit.
Yeah, give it a nice breather.
I mean, if they're
Maybe.
working on that fantasy one, that kind of seems like what they might do. Like, because this seems like a pretty pivotal like point for God of War.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Because God of War 3 was the last God of War before 2018, right?
No, I mean we had Ascension.
Oh, Ascension was after 3.
Yeah, Ascension was in 2013.
Never mind.
It came out like I think it came out like 2 weeks after Tomb Raider when the Tomb Raider reboot dropped.
Okay. I mean, this seems like a pretty pivotal, like stopping, like, hey, we're not making like an Ascension style, like,
Yeah.
after the fact, like, we're this one, and then, well, depending on how it ends and stuff, they could make more. But
And I'm personally okay with that. I like
Yeah.
you guys said, I would rather they hold off on doing another God of War before they actually know what they want to do with it.
oh yeah, well, I think they have a better handle on it now as opposed to
Right. But just
not that
saying in
anything
general.
back then was like supposedly really bad, besides like maybe Ascension, but
Yeah, but just in general, like I you've held the standard for God of War 2018, so like let's hope God of War Ragnarok sticks with that standard. And if there's anything that's subpar, it's like I don't know if I want another Sony Santa Monica game about God of War. I'm not saying it's. Go ahead.
I think it'd be very difficult because it's pretty much mostly the same team. It's just the only thing that's different. We have a different director
Right.
at this point. So, like, I think the quality is going to be there.
Yes, absolutely. And I'm not saying that it's going to be subpar. I'm just saying, like, in general, like, if they were like, yeah, we're going to do another God of War, but we don't know what the fuck we're going to do with it.
So here's, like, my prediction. I don't think Metacritic-wise it's going to do as good as 2018. Because, yeah, that's my prediction. Because people are already used, like, this is how God of War is now. It's not like when 2018 came out, like, oh my God, this is such a breath of fresh air. This is so good. Yeah. Like, I don't think, since we're so used to it now, I don't think we're going to have that. So I think it's going to be like, so I think the first one was, 94 on Metacritic? I think this one will be like a 91, 92.
And guess what? Currently, hold on, give me a second. If we check on fantasycritic.games, it is sticking with about 16 points, so an 86 is what we could see. Projected points for 86. So
it's just because I knew like Horizon in the beginning of the year. It was just so nice for me, like personally, like my game stuff. Like I got Horizon in the first half of the year, and then I get God of War in the second half of the year.
Yeah.
And then next year I get a new Spider-Man game. Hopefully, they still said they're going to try to keep up with 2023. So
let's see. I'm excited.
There's less blunders as PlayStation does. They still have like the big event stuff. Like when the new God of War comes out, like that's the thing. Like,
yeah, I guess that's it. Eric, I have one more question for you. When are we going to admit that Senua's Saga Hellblade 2 is not coming out this year? So I can get rid of it on my fantasy draft.
I will admit that game is not going to come out this year, so I'm gonna have to take a hit in my other fantasy league on that.
Okay, so can we take it off of our fantasy league so I could swap it out for something else?
I will see. I will see.
It literally takes 2 minutes. That's all I'm saying.
Okay, I may just have to give you admin powers, or I'll just fix it. I'll fix it tomorrow. I'll see what's up. Just
just fix it by the end of the week.
If you think about it, also like God of War, like this is like the only big first-party studio of the holiday season.
Yeah.
Like Nintendo, they had Splatoon come out. They don't have anything else this year,
Pokemon. Come on.
Oh, you know my thoughts on how Pokemon goes. And then Xbox doesn't have anything this holiday season, do they?
They got a new Halo update coming up.
That game needs a lot more than just an update.
That's about it, buddy.
better story. That game needs more maps.
Yeah.
That game it's so crazy because like everyone's saying like this has to be like the future of Halo, and it's just like it's great. Like it's great to play, but they put all this time and effort to do a live service game, and they don't know what the hell they're doing.
Should have been a live service game to begin with.
Like it should have just been a Halo game. Just ship with these maps.
Yep.
Make some new free maps every now and then, but they don't know what they're doing.
The Master Chief Collection should have been like the main hub.
Did that game come out in 2020 or 2021?
2021.
Was it 2021? Infinite, yeah.
Yeah, last year.
It came out. That was last year game.
That was last year, yeah. Because we were so
It was
excited.
last December.
I think like yes, it was. It was like what December 8th or something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So like that game has been out for almost a year, and I think they've only added like 2 or 3 new maps to it.
That's so awful.
It's so bad.
343.
Like and the gameplay is really good. Like the gameplay in that game is excellent.
I think the
But-
343's next step just needs to be focus on a new IP.
And like it's like the story stuff. Like this is supposed to be the only Halo game for like the next 10 years. Like you got to add some more content to it story wise because
Give it to
that
somebody else.
ending to that game is so bad.
Give it to somebody else.
Like I do not like Halo Infinite's story at all. I think it's really bad.
I thought it was good, but the execution wasn't good. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Yeah, like
Yeah.
the Cortana stuff.
Execution
pissed me
needed
off.
a lot. It was like a big problem. I think like the story, like what it was telling, was pretty good, but the way they told it was not good.
Yeah, like it was like I was so interested after Guardians with what happened to Cortana.
And
Like
they just
I thought-
scoop it under the rug and show
Then
everything
they-
off
yeah.
screen. And I
Freaking-
was like,
Yeah.
what? the
Rise of
fuck is this?
Skywalker did.
But
yeah,
it's neither here nor
Yeah,
there.
bored.
With that being said, Lane, where could people find you?
At Twitter, on Twitter at link_394.
All right. Eric, what will you be doing on November 8th?
Huh?
What will you be doing on November 8th, 2022?
Well, hopefully, like everyone else in the country, I'm going to go vote because midterms are Tuesday. So go vote, everybody,
That's the wrong
because let your voice be heard. Go vote. But November 8th, I will not have school that day, so
answer. You're going to be
that'd be
playing
good.
Sonic Frontiers.
no, I am not.
Really?
100%.
I got you a code for it. That's
I-
weird.
If I will play that game, if you give me a code, I'll play that game so quick. But I am not paying $50 for that.
All right. Well,
That will be I will wait till that game's probably like $20 to play it.
wow, that's crazy. Come on.
Probably.
If I give you a code, I need you to do a full length review on it. At least 120.
Yeah,
The only,
honestly, I want
the only
to.
Sonic game I would do a full length like,
1200
review on
words.
is if they came out with like a Sonic Adventure 3.
Nah,
Still
that's
never.
crazy. That's crazy.
I want to do a review for God of War, but I just don't have the time. So hopefully,
You will though. In December.
okay,
It just.
No, I'm saying you will
Okay.
have the time. You will have the time. That's what I meant.
that's true. I could just do a super late review for
yeah,
it.
Yeah. That,
Just take
I
your
didn't
time.
mean like you will be doing a
That's-
review.
You'll make time.
Yeah. I'm sorry. Tessa and the baby are just gonna have to wait, you know? Like this is more important.
Yeah, they'll.
Yeah, it's got
But yeah, I'm so ready. Like it's like one of those things where it's not like I mentioned earlier. I'm not like foaming at the mouth, like ready for it. It's more like a calm, like I'm just ready. Let's
do it.
go.
Yeah, exactly. But until then, where can people find you?
Eric Segan on Twitter is where you can find me.
Okay. All right.
I'm not really doing much other than teaching and
Dodging Black Panther 2
You're
spoilers.
shaping the future, dude.
I'm doing my best. Yeah, oh my God, we get a new Marvel movie next week.
Next
Oh my
week,
God.
same week. Are you fucking crazy?
Correct.
Oh man. Are you watching that same week?
I'm gonna do my best. I'm gonna do my best to go see it next weekend.
Okay. All right. Let me know
So,
so we can
all
plan.
right.
Okay. And as always, you can find me here tomorrow talking about House of the Dragon. Playing some Call of Duty this weekend, and maybe deep diving into some Spider-Man: No Way Home. You know,
Nice.
I don't like that steelbook.
it's growing on me. I don't like it either, but like it's growing
I
on me.
really like that Love and Thunder steelbook though. That Love and
Yeah,
Thunder
I Love and
steelbook is
Thunder
nice.
Steelbook is good. I think the Target Steelbook or Walmart Steelbook for Spider-Man: No Way Home is way better.
Yeah. So
Yeah. But with that being said, thank you, gentlemen, for joining me. Ryan, I'm sorry, but like, show must go on, you know.
Snooze, you lose, buddy.
With that being said, until the next conquest. Have a good night.